It's the 2K Sports pregame show, sponsored by Kia.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Dr. Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sport. The action tonight out at the Palace of Auburn Hills as the Detroit Pistons play against the New Orleans Pelicans. Wins have been few and far between of late for New Orleans. Only one win in their last 6 games. They know they can play much better, looking to be more competitive tonight. And with All-Star Weekend fast approaching, it's always a great time. But the league has made some tweaks over the years. Shaq, anything you'd change or add to the events?
Listen, forget the tweaks. We need to get the big stars to participate in the dunk contest. First dunk contest I seen, Dominique, Jordan, Dr. J, big guys. So big guys, I know you're listening. I know you're playing. Step up. Get back in the dunk contest. I'll put some money up. You want me to put some money up? I'll put some money up.
He's got it.
First prize, 1 million
Stacks
of potato chips.
There it is.
Ooh, I'm in.
Oh, I'm in too. Crunch, crunch. I'll tell you.
Crunch, crunch.
I'll tell you, man. The one thing I would like to see, I would like to see a one-on-one contest. Remember back in the day they used to have the one-on-one contest, and then the winners would play at All-Star Weekend? You're too young for it. Remember this?
Yes.
The one-on-one contest they used
remember.
to have. Could you imagine who's the best one-on-one player in the league? Oh, forget team play. One-on-one.
How about something we did a few years ago? How about bringing Horse back?
No, that was terrible.
And 2-time horse champion Kevin Durant.
That was terrible,
Who can
man.
forget
That was
Kevin
terrible,
Durant,
man.
back-to-back horse champion?
That was so terrible.
One of them was outside too. Remember that? That was outside
Yes, it
in
was
Phoenix.
terrible, man.
It was a lot of fun. It was the longest horse game of all time.
Ever.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.
That was terrible.
And welcome everyone to another presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. So glad you can join us here at the Palace of Auburn Hills, the home of the Pistons, Detroit, Michigan. And, of course, Boban Marjanovic. Since he's out of the picture, the team will have to fill his shoes.
And it's a trade that it caught me a little off guard, I have to be honest, Kevin. He played such a big part for this team, and really the last guy I expected to see them move.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, Anthony Davis's ascent to stardom has been almost as quick as the physical growth that transformed his game. Davis said, going into my senior season in high school, I grew 7 inches in one summer. Every 2 to 3 weeks, I needed new clothes, new shoes. As I grew, it was like starting all over again. Kevin?
Thanks, DA. As I recall, he said that was a tough adjustment, but he's been ahead of the curve ever since. And the All-Star break is near, which means the trade deadline is due shortly after that. Brent, if you hear your name in the rumor mill, how do you think it affects your play?
Well, right now, I'm not playing anymore, Kevin, so I would love it.
If you were playing.
Okay.
Ready, gentlemen?
Very interesting during trade time how much players are paying attention to the papers.
They do, yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
They know these names are out there, and they're talking to their agents. And, you know, for younger players, I think it's a little bit tougher. For guys around the league who've seen it happen to them, where one day a guy's with you and the next day he's not, you're just ready for the business of basketball. But it certainly can play on a young player's mind a lot differently.
Now let's take a look at the starters for New Orleans. Davis and Ishik working together down low. Holiday and Hield team up in the backcourt. And it's Evans in at the 3 slot. Shot clock at 5. And it's sent back by Drummond. Jackson kicks to Johnson. Down low. Drummond dishes to Johnson. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Hey, paid attention in arts and crafts school right there. Didn't have to work very hard at all for that one.
Now here's Davis. 23 points for him the last game against the Raptors in Toronto. The shot by Holiday, no good. And it's Detroit's ball. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
And you know what? Exactly what had to be done in terms of winning on the road. Never allowed any momentum to build up against them. Kept the crowd out of the game, and for every punch they took, they had a counter.
Oh, and they also took a few jabs too, but as prolific as their offense was, there was no way they were going to be outscored in that one.
And here's Holiday following Prez's three. Davis sets a screen. Evans kicks to Davis. No good that time. Nice D from Prez. The Pistons with a quick start to this game. It's a 5-point game. And going against New Orleans, their first meeting of the year.
And they had some trouble with this group a year ago. And it's a bit of a head scratcher as to why, given the way both teams ended the year.
Now here is Holiday after the miss from Andre Drummond. And Ashik kicks to Hield on the wing. Davis unloads from 13. Jump shot is good that time.
And maybe a deep breath moment for them. They're now 1 for 4 to start the game.
For Detroit, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. And Drummond kicks to Johnson. He feeds it to Caldwell Pope. Drummond, a screen. Caldwell Pope passes to Prez. Beyond the arc. Kept alive. And Davis sends it back.
Phenomenal defense by Anthony Davis to spike that shot back. Make a heck of a volleyball player.
Connects from 3-point range.
And they can't allow him too many open looks like that. That's just inviting trouble.
And here is Prez. Following the three-pointer by Buddy Hield.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. The Pelicans trail. And the challenge for Drew Holiday over the last handful of seasons, Brent, has been his health. A stress fracture in his right tibia cost him a lot of games.
Man, it's really hard to establish a rhythm in a game where the coach is telling you we're reaching your limit and they got to pull you out of the game. A former All-Star in Philadelphia, he's a guy they need out on the court, and he needs to continue to produce.
Jackson kicks to Johnson. Prez dishes to Johnson. Pass to Drummond. Kicks it out to Johnson. Good on the 3-point shot. Johnson's got 5 points so far.
Well, when you see a teammate over-rotate, you just swing it around, the perimeter's wide open.
To the left side wing. Here's Hield. And again, New Orleans with the triple.
Well, Hield can make a living out there from behind the arc. Doesn't need a lot of room to get his shot off, and he drains that one with ease.
To the inside. Prez. Rebound Ashik.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
New Orleans moving the ball around. Down low. Oh, that's blocked. Jackson in the corner. Stolen by Ashik. Holiday with it. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Toronto. Six to shoot. Here's Hield, and it's blocked.
Love the intensity. Prez making his presence felt with his powerful shot blocking ability.
So for the Pistons, Tobias Harris is checked in for Stanley.
Wake up out there. Come on. Listen up, gentlemen. We know Davis is a competitor, but we got to make him work for his buckets. I want our best defender matched up with him. Make every shot difficult. You got to get some stops. It starts right now, fellas. Let's go.
Talent that we see on a nightly basis at the
You're
point
in
guard
awe.
position.
You're in awe.
Absolutely in awe, and I'm also just infatuated, Kevin, with the stylistic differences of what it is that these players represent. The shock and awe of a Russell Westbrook will come right at you, right over you, and right through you. The finesse and incredible shooting prowess of Steph Curry, the bulldog mentality of a Kyle Lowry. We have some amazing point guards in the league that do it in very different ways, but still lead their teams to great success.
Why now? Why now is it happening?
I'm not sure, especially when we talk about the NBA and what the NBA has represented for years. It's a bunch of tall guys who are really good that run around the court and throw the ball through the hoop. That's not what we're seeing. We're seeing skilled guys with remarkable ball handling ability, with incredible skill set, with their shooting prowess. And I'm not sure, but I'm enjoying it.
I am too. And so here is New Orleans after the missed three from Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Jones against Drummond. And they're unable to get the tying basket there.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
Beautiful look from Ish Smith. They're always looking to get his teammates involved.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
And they need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Moore right side. Outside, Jones passes it to Davis. Feeds it to Moore. Tries a three. No good that time. And it's Detroit the other way. Prez passes to Smith. Harris outside. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Harris has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. Galloway kicks to Davis. Outside Hill. Jones with the screen on Smith. Here's Galloway. It's rebounded by Prez.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
On the wing, Harris. Smith outside. Prez dishes to Harris. To the wing right side. Prez kicks to Drummond. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
So for the Pistons, Lure comes in. Last outing for the New Orleans Pelicans. It was a loss to the Raptors.
And really, I just felt like they didn't compete, particularly on the backboard, probably their weakest area in that game.
No doubt we could talk about them getting dominated physically. That's exactly what happened there. They got pushed around the entire game.
So for New Orleans right now, Holiday and Hield team up in the backcourt. Davis and Ashik working together down low, and it's Evans in at the three. You can talk about franchise players, but Brent, Anthony Davis is the total package.
Well, he does it all on the court, Kevin, and we're always reminded that he did play some point guard in high school. Imagine that. So it's not just that. He is a humble kid, a hardworking kid. He connects with his teammates and the community, and they rave about his character off the court. So you got it all with Anthony Davis.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Prez in their last game against the Celtics was outstanding. He ended up with 22 points, and as he always seems to do, piled up rebound after rebound. He absolutely stole the show. It felt like he was everywhere all the time. It'll be interesting to see how he follows it up, Kevin.
Thanks for the great report, David. Guys, the way he carried them that night, I thought was truly incredible.
Unreal. I mean, he was literally on another planet in that game. He did it all on the floor.
Yeah, and it's another instance where he just proves that he's one of those guys who can step up and win a game for you practically all by himself.
Now Jackson, after the missed three from Buddy Hield, nailed from three-point land. That's 7 points for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Davis, the pass to Hield, stolen by Caldwell-Pope. The feed to Prez. Johnson dishes to Prez. And Davis sends it back. Now running up the court, Evans trying to push it up. The 19-foot shot, and Hield with the basket on the assist by Evans. 11 points for Buddy Hield.
And the spacing right there for Buddy Hield allows him to get that shot off. You just can't give him that kind of space or he's going to hurt you.
Back to Caldwell-Pope. Six on the shot clock. To the paint, deflects the pass, and Baines kicks to Caldwell-Pope. Off target from three-point range.
Shocking he blew that opportunity, guys. 9 times out of 10, that is an easy make.
The shot by Holiday, no good. And it's Detroit's ball. They're on a 17-6 run. Jackson passes to Prez. Detroit, no good that time either.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Got that one up quick. Holiday's got 5 points in the quarter.
Really like the form from Drew Holiday there. He always looks to take those if the D is going to back up off him.
Jackson dishes to Baines, and he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of him.
And he's not a guy you can give open looks to. The D has to.
Way to work, gentlemen. Let's go now. Hustle up. I like what I see out there, fellas. We're playing like we want it more than them. Just keep squeezing that over.
He could smother you on the defensive end.
And through one half, it hasn't even been close. It's Detroit delivering the blowout. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Alongside Coach Alvin Gentry. Alvin, what sorts of adjustments are you going to make in the second half?
Well, we just got to get ourselves organized. We got to get back. We got to take better shots. You know, the problem that we have is we're taking bad shots and they're running out on them. We just got to take good shots and we got to get back and get our defense set.
Best defense is offensive efficiency. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview.
Bring it in, guys. Hey, great work in the first half. Hey, this is what happens when we play our brand of basketball. They cannot stop us. Do not take your foot off the gas, gentlemen. This is our game. Come on!
And we welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade. They're looking amped up and ready to get going once again. Jackson and KCP are in the backcourt together. Prez out there with Johnson. And it's Drummond in at the 5. That's the group for Detroit right now. And Davis can't get it to go.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Caldwell Pope kicks to Prez. And Ashik sends it back. Wow! Fires it up. The rebound by Caldwell Pope.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
Here's Hield. And again, no good by New Orleans.
They have yet to hit a shot. A real slow start here in the second half.
And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line. And that sends Reggie Jackson to the free throw line. That one's on Evans. Detroit shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game.
Only shooting 71 really on the season, so there is plenty of room for improvement.
Holiday, the pass to Hield. Johnson against Evans. Here's Ashik. Yes, and a nice assist from Evans. Ashik's got his first points of the night.
And the defense did about as good a job as they could do to contest, but in the end, Ashik too long, too strong, too good inside.
This is to Drummond. Outside for Caldwell Pope. From the wing, and the jumper is on the mark. Caldwell Pope's got 11 points.
Alvin, one of the best in the league at drawing up plays to free up a shooter. He's been doing that his whole career.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, as you know, things could have turned out a lot differently for Stan Van Gundy. He was the favorite for the coaching vacancy in Golden State in 2014, but in the end, the Pistons owner gave him the chance to coach and run the front office. And that led him to Detroit. The Warriors went on to win the title that season, but Van Gundy insists, if I had to do it over again, this is exactly where I'd want to be. Kevin, he can build this team exactly as he wants.
Thanks, D.A. And after some tough exits in Miami and Orlando, this time he holds the cards. And Brent Gentry usually leads the league or is right at the top of it in terms of points out of timeouts for coaches.
Well, it may sound like a silly stat, Kevin, but you think about it. When it is that coaches call these timeouts, usually they're either losing momentum or the other team is, and to come back with a play that gets you an efficient, good look at the basket for a score, that's impressive stuff.
Jackson against Holiday. Jackson drives in. Detroit, no good that time either. New Orleans has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. To the middle, and stolen by Drummond. Oh, and here we go. Jackson, nobody back. That's good from Caldwell Pope on the assist by Jackson. And it's 13 points for Kentavious Caldwell Pope. Now a timeout called by New Orleans. Hard to believe that a player is talented.
I love the energy, fellas. I really do. But now we got to keep it up and stay focused.
He's lived up to what he can do.
Yeah, and remember, the fears were he was just too raw coming into the NBA. Always had an NBA-ready body, and he is physically imposing at times. But credit him for working hard to play to his strengths. It's why he's developed into a star. And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Good on the bucket.
Just a superb pull-up J there. Can't let Perez burn you with the shot if you're the D.
And Holiday kicks to Ashik. Evans outside. The dish to Holiday. Inside, Ashik. That one off the back iron and out.
Well, he makes the big bucks because he's expected to knock those shots down. The D was there, but that's no excuse. He has to hit those shots.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And you look at the value of outside shooting, Brent, in today's game, never greater, but do you think the players themselves are getting better, more skilled at long-range shooting?
I do think that you're seeing some improvement. What's interesting is how many coaches are asking their big men to step outside and how much it's changed some of their games. One of the players I look at in his first few years was Al Horford, who shot very few three-pointers, gotten close to attempting about 100 plus every year for the last 3 years. So guys are getting better. They're being asked to do more, and if they're diligent with their practice, they absolutely can see that kind of improvement.
Like an Anthony Davis picking one thing in the offseason to work on, but it makes him that much more versatile a player with New Orleans.
And then all of a sudden you open up Pandora's box with what it is a coach can do when your player can go out and show that kind of skill. It becomes an unlimited play set.
Yeah, absolutely. Good point. Detroit making a switch here. McCallum's checked in to the inside. And that one's good. Drummond's got 9.
And without his sharp shooting, who knows where they'd be right now.
Pondexter kicks to Davis. Screen by Jones. Hill dishes to Evans. 6 to shoot. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. And it's Davis with the jam.
Man, that's exactly the kind of ball rotation you'll want to see from Evans. Throws it to the wide open shooter.
And McCallum kicks to Smith. Nice ball movement by Detroit. To the middle. Here's Drummond. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, I tell you what, it didn't take long for everyone to recognize that Andre Drummond was going to be a dominant rebounder in this league. He just
The Pistons shooting fantastically in this game, 62% from the floor. On the court for the Pelicans, getting the fourth quarter going. Davis and Ashik working together down low. Holiday and Hield team up in the backcourt. And it's Evans in at the 3, the small forward. Here's Baines. Pelicans pull it in. And it's hard to stop talking about Drummond. The rebounding, of course, helps him get the easy points when it comes on the offensive end of the court. Greg, a terrific offensive rebound.
It's almost like a feedback loop with him. I mean, you get an offensive board, he gets an easy score. He starts getting on a roll, and then the next thing you know, he's blowing up for a 20-20 game.
Prez, no good.
Yeah, he's not hitting much of anything, but his team remains in front because of what they've done and how well they've been scoring.
Davis on the follow.
Yeah, the first half was really tough, but he's really rounded a corner here and been fantastic shooting the ball here in the second half.
And Tyreek Evans is going to pick up a foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. And with the rise of advanced stats, the big movement in the league, we've seen a bit of a backlash from the traditionalists and the scouts. We saw it in baseball. We're seeing it in the NBA. They say you have to watch the game to understand it. You can't boil it down to just numbers. I think what you've always said is they can all work hand in hand.
The numbers are interesting, Kevin, and obviously if there's some way that you can combine what it is that you see and backed up by the statistics, it'd be silly to think that you could get more information and that in some way you can't use it to your advantage.
And one thing the Pistons have been doing in recent times is honoring the members of the 2004 championship team. Retired several numbers, and rightly so. Ray, that team was special.
And that 2004 had a great cast of characters, many of whom found a rebirth with the Pistons. That team helped continue the us against the world feeling that the franchise had in the Bad Boys era. Hard to express just how much that team meant to the city of Detroit.
Here's Prez.
Yeah, it's tough. His shot's been off today. Luckily, his team still has the edge in the game so far.
Holiday, the pass to Davis. Inside, here's Hasek. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And the Pelicans surrendering a 2015 draft pick that turned into Sam Decker in exchange for Omer Hasek. Not a bad trade for a starting center.
Yeah, for a team that lacked a proven center after they gave up Robin Lopez, it made a lot of sense. And they doubled down on Omer and gave him a new $60 million contract in 2015. They hope that he's the answer inside and can play some minutes alongside AD.
Pass to Prez. This one for 3. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
Well, the D looks like they're laying off just a little bit. He made 1 3 in the first half, but they're still daring him to shoot, and he can't make them pay for it.
The Pistons have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the 4th. A lot of misses, just the 1 make. And a rule change last season, Brent, in college basketball, allowing players longer to decide whether to go pro and even enable them to declare and then change their minds. I personally like that rule. What do you think?
I enjoyed that rule as well, Kevin. I mean, you're 18 years old, 19 years old, and you decide to do something and you can't take it back. I don't think that's a good lesson to teach the youth of America, and so I'm with the rule. I think one interesting thing that we could also look at is if a player comes out for the NBA draft and gets drafted and then wants to go back to school for another year with the team holding that player's rights.
We've seen that before in the old days.
Absolutely. Larry Bird is probably the guy we all point to,
yes,
going back and playing his final year at Indiana State and then joining the Boston Celtics. That is something that I think the league is going to think about once again and maybe implement for the collegiate player.
You know, Brent, every player is forced to figure out what they want to do when their career comes to a close. How did you choose to join us here in broadcasting, and how has that transition been for you?
Well, I'm a big video game player, Kevin, so here I am.
Good.
Thanks a lot.
And you're a good one.
I love to play, and now I got boys that do the same thing, so it's one big happy circle.
And plus, it's kind of like brushing up on the league, too, because there's so many stories and the way players play. A lot of things kind of develop in your mind, I'm sure, as you watch and play.
If I can be serious for a moment, Kevin, my dad was a broadcaster for quite some time, and I always felt like after my playing career, I might have an opportunity to do the same. And here I am, very fortunate to continue to talk about the game I love.
Berries are blessed with beautiful voices.
And that's alliteration.
You could tell that pass just hung in the air for a long time.
Well, he had a jump on it, had a chance to make the play, just could not steal the deal.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And they're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
Well, Commissioner Adam Silver mentioned at some point they'll look at potentially expanding the NBA draft to 3 rounds. It's been that before in 1988. It used to be, 6-7 rounds?
That's correct.
A long time ago, Brent. Should the league go back to a 3-round draft?
Why not?
But how about some of these names deep in the second round? These are kids that get cut immediately.
Well, you don't have to watch it, Kevin, but it's be good for the league
But
to
we
have
love
3
the league,
rounds.
so of course you watch it.
Yeah, and you know, you think about the hundreds of potential players that can make the NBA, certainly be on the summer league roster, so that the teams can evaluate them over the next 3 months before the NBA season gets started. So why not 3 rounds?
Shot by Frazier, no good.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
McCallum dishes to Prez. Moore with the steal. And now the Pelicans on the break. And that one drops.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yep, he got up ahead of steam, and no one could come over to stop him.
The pass to Bullock. Morris outside. No good from outside. The Pelicans have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. It's good.
That's just superb work from Dante Cunningham, pounding his way down in the paint and getting the easy look.
Detroit's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Morris kicks to Bullock. Brent, there's been some talk that the dependency on three-pointers is bad for the game of basketball. Even Greg Popovich, your former coach, said they weren't great for the sport. Do you see any truth in that?
I think Pop's just upset that he didn't have as good a three-point shooters on his team over the past couple of years. I don't think so, Kevin. I mean, the game is moving towards the three-point line and expanding the space and pace type of offenses that we've seen, and teams having great success doing that. It's really hard to fault a team like Golden State, who's the blueprint for that sort of activity, motion, and scoring prowess. That's what teams are looking to do. The copycat league is underway, so more three-pointers are coming.
Bangs home the trifecta. And Prez looking very calm as he drills that three-pointer.
And he has the confidence to take that shot when he wants. Nice finish to get his team 3-point.
G kicks to Frazier. He dishes it to Cunningham. 4 on the shot clock. Good. Great play set up by Frazier. Cunningham's got 5 points now in the quarter. The Pistons have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Prez kicks to Bullock. And the layup's good off the glass.
Have to appreciate Prez. I'd vote for him. Not just a scorer, but a tremendous distributor as well.
Pass to Moore. New Orleans moving the ball around. G kicks to Moore. Fires it up. And Baines pulls it down. Baines has got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Pistons.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so checking out their record tonight, it'll mark win number 32 overall.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone. And if you had to pick one player, guys, who would take over, few would have picked his name. But tonight was the night for Prez.
The guys were so afraid to bring the ball inside against him, and for very good reason. He was playing a rugged brand of interior defense. He challenged shots left, right, center. Big effort on the inside.
Out to Morris. Down low. Here's Prez. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
So hard not to love Prez. Every minute he steps on the floor, he is giving everything he's got.
In the city of New Orleans, still grappling with the legacy of Hurricane Katrina back in 2005. So much devastation. But, Brent, this city has really come back, and their bounce back has been inspirational.
Well, it has been inspirational, and it continues to inspire people around this city to great, great heights. And what the Pelicans have in front of them, Kevin, could really bring a sense of confidence and community to New Orleans in some huge ways. Anthony Davis has a lot on his shoulders, but could go down as one of the most influential athletes in Louisiana.
And you look back on the Pistons, and whenever that group has had success as a franchise, it's always driven by a team-oriented concept. I mean, yeah, they've had stars, Isaiah Thomas, Chauncey Billups, but at the heart of all their title runs was a group of 5 guys that just played for each other.
Poke loose, out of bounds. Pistons ball as Detroit keeps possession. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Smith, no good. Here's Galloway. And so Detroit takes this one by a big margin. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And that'll do it, folks. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. See you next time.
Yo, Steve.
What's going on, Prez? Ernie and the guys in the studio want to talk to you.
All right, let's get it.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, friends and neighbors. Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith as we move forward to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Prez.
Hey, Shaq here. You guys played with a lot of confidence. But did you think the win would come this easily?
Man, I don't really think about games like that, man. I go into each one expecting to give it my all and try to get the win. And I expect the same of my teammates. You know, the fact that we won by a lot just means we all put in the effort and basically did what we were supposed to do. Easy as that.
Easy as that. Good job.
And that'll wrap things up. Thank you for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and for the rest of the 2K Sports crew, the best in the business. This is Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.